Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I have an interesting topic to discuss with you all. I today will have a bit shorter video, or maybe lengthy, depends on how much I go on with this. But I wanted to talk about a simple thing. Basically, a recent topic in the fandom is that is there too much of Star Wars content being currently produced? But before we get into that, let's talk about why is this topic here in the first place? Well, if you didn't know, Star Wars was usually a very exclusive franchise back in the day. You know, the original trilogy spanned from the 70s to the 80s, then the prequels from 1999 to 2005, then in 2008 we got Clone Wars, and until 2012 we were only getting Clone Wars, and then bam, of course in 2012 Disney took over. As soon as they took over, they announced that they would be making a new Star Wars movie every year after 2015, and many fans got really hyped up as all of them had December releases. And in the end, all of them did have their December releases, except Solo: A Star Wars Story. But what's interesting, as all of those movies were coming out, Disney always had a show. Star Wars Rebels spanned from 2014 to 2018, so it overlapped with Rogue One, and Episode 7 and Episode 8. Then we got Resistance, which overlapped a bit with Solo because it was 2018, and then 2019, so a bit with Rise of the Skywalker. But then Rise of Skywalker, something else overlapped with it. That was The Mandalorian Season 1. And after the Rise of Skywalker, an interesting thing happened, as basically, because the Rise of Skywalker, well, it may have performed well commercially, that the fans, they weren't really happy with that film, myself included. But the fans were happy though with Mandalorian Season 1, so Disney, being of course a company, they invest a lot into The Mandalorian. They invest a lot into the volume and into the production of TV shows. And that's how we got to last year, basically, where we got 3 full-length live-action TV shows. That is all to do because The Mandalorian was successful. Because of The Mandalorian successful, they made a Book of Boba Fett show so fast that it had to come out on 2021. It didn't have time even to prep. It had to be there on 2021. It had to be shot in the pandemic, just so it could make that December release date. Plus, we got the Bad Batch that year, so we can see that Disney started to have a different formula. They wanted to do an animated show and a live-action show instead of an animated show and a live-action movie, which I think is actually a great strategy, because in 2020 we of course got Clone Wars and then Mandalorian Season 2, and I think if they kept this debate would never happen. But then in 2022, we got no animated show at all. We got the ending of Book of Boba Fett, then we got Kenobi, and then we got Andor. That's a lot, and this year especially we get a lot. We get 3 live action shows, because we get The Mandalorian Season 3, we get Ahsoka, Acolyte, and then we get 2 animated shows, The Bad Batch and Star Wars Vision Season 2. So you can really tell that Disney is pushing the Star Wars IP, and I think it's a bit too far. I think what they should do an animated show, and then a live action show, and then a film. I think that would be perfect. Or even cancel maybe the live action show and make a film instead, or make a live action show, cancel the animated one and make a film. Just something that you have the film in December. As I think that really kept the Star Wars IP, that kept the exclusivity, that really helped Star Wars, become this thing that's always associated. Oh, it's Star Wars time because it's the holidays, it's December. People went to see the new Star Wars film. And after that was gone, now Star Wars became something more like the MCU. Oh, look, it's a new show from Star Wars. Star Wars has become this old thing that's very obscure, and I think it really lost. Well, it hasn't lost its charm yet, but I think it's on a way to lose it. So I'm really worried. That's why I personally believe that there might be too much Star Wars next year, or this year, 2023. I still keep forgetting it's this year, that it's 2023, but I think Star Wars is on its way to really lose its charm with too much content and become more of an MCU property. So I think for Disney to save that, the right move would be to stop making so much shows and focus on pumping out a feature-length film. But that's just my opinion on it, guys. What do you think? Let me down in the comments, and I'll catch you guys later. Like and subscribe and share.